Well, last night the Miami Heat won Game 2 of the NBA Finals to even that series up with San Antonio, but it was the literal heat. In Game 1, that was the big story. You may have seen the video of star player LeBron James cramping up despite drinking a heavy dose of sports drinks. So it brings into question once again just how effective are those sports drinks and the relation to muscle cramps. To analyze this for us, we bring in Fox 6 contributor and diet nutrition expert, Dr. Beth Kitchin from UAB. Okay, first of all, we do have to point out that the air conditioning had malfunctioned in the arena, and NBA players do sweat a lot. So you have to factor that in, right?
Sure. And the other thing we have to factor in is LeBron James has a long history of muscle cramps. He's reportedly had them on and off since high school. So this has been an ongoing problem with him. The other thing, Mike, that we have to factor into all of this is that despite what you might hear, nobody really knows exactly what causes muscle cramps in athletes, the type that you see in athletes, and no one really knows what can stop them. You hear so much. You hear, oh, it's dehydration, it's lack of electrolytes.
Right.
Those two hypotheses have actually been shown probably not to be true. When researchers have looked at two groups of athletes, ones who are experiencing muscle cramps and ones who are not, they see no difference in their hydration levels, and they see no difference in their blood levels of electrolytes like sodium and potassium. So you heard people on the Twitter sphere talking all about, oh, why didn't he do this? Why didn't he do that? Well, nobody knows what to do.
Right. Well, let's talk about the average Joe then, what he does, and he goes and works out, right?
Right.
If he's worried about losing electrolytes, if that happens, there other stuff should be happening, right?
Right. If your electrolyte levels, your potassium and your sodium are really, really low, all of your muscles are going to be contracting.
Not just one.
Not just the ones you're using.
Okay.
And the types of muscle cramps that we see in athletes, they're the muscles that they're using a lot. In LeBron James, it happened in his leg.
Okay.
The other thing you saw a lot of people saying is he should just work through the pain. Well, this is not like the flu. This is not like a cold. This is not like a sore muscle. When your muscle is cramping, your muscle's not working. It's in a state of involuntary, constant contraction.
Okay.
And what some researchers think is actually happening is that in athletes, some of them, there is this electrical stimulation from so much work on that muscle that the electrical stimulation is constant and it's not letting the muscle relax.
All right, real quickly, because we got to move. All right,
Yes.
so no amount of Powerade or Gatorade can resolve this,
Probably not. For one thing, they're not that high in sodium and potassium. People think they're great electrolyte replacers. They're actually not. You're better off with orange juice and food. Pickle juice might actually work, but
for the Cowboys.
Here's the kicker, Mike. It seems to work within about a minute and a half. That's not time enough for anything to even get absorbed. So what researchers think is that something's happening in the mouth that's triggering something that tells the muscles to relax. Something about the taste. It could be the sodium, but it's not getting absorbed.
Okay.
It's something happening in the oral cavity.
So then we're back to water. You just need to drink water.
Yeah,
right?
well, water is important for hydration, but as we said, even dehydration probably is not causing this muscle. Now, you still have to hydrate for many other reasons, performance in general.
Thank you very much, Dr. Beth K. Great analysis. And I said